Some things are scary, but at least they make sense. These stories don't. Moments where time repeats. People know things they shouldn't, and reality itself feels off. Not imagined, not dreams, something else. So tonight, here are 3 true glitch in the matrix stories that shouldn't exist. I'm pretty sure I lived the same day twice. It wasn't an important day either, just a normal work day. I woke up late and checked my phone and had a notification about a text from my mom. Then I noticed it was 8:42 a.m. Damn, I'm already screwed, I thought to myself. A new segment was playing on the TV. I turned it off and rushed out the door, already annoyed at myself for being late. On the way to work, I got stuck at a red light behind a white pickup truck. It had a dented bumper and a faded fishing sticker on the back window. I only noticed because the truck stalled when the light turned green. Around 10:15, my coworker Jason came up to me and joked about me being late. "Rough morning?" he asked. I laughed it off. The day went on like normal, nothing special. I went home, ate dinner, watched some TV, and went to bed. That should have been it. But the next morning, I woke up and checked my phone. 8:42 a.m. Same time, same notification, and the same text from my mom. Even the TV was playing the exact same news segment I remembered seeing the day before. Same words, same timing. That's when it hit me. I wasn't remembering yesterday. I was living it again. I rushed out of the house, already feeling sick, and got in my car. And there it was, the same white pickup truck, same dent, same sticker, same red light. When it turned green, the truck stalled, just like before. This time, I didn't feel confused. I felt trapped. At work, I didn't say anything. I just waited. At 10:15, Jason walked up again. Same tone, same smile. "Rough morning?" he asked. But this time, I cut him off. "You already asked me that yesterday," I said. He just stared at me and said, "No, I didn't." That's when I realized something. If I didn't change anything, this might just keep happening. So I did. I left work early, took a different route home, and ate something different. Little things, but it worked. By the end of the day, things stopped lining up. The next morning, I woke up at a completely different time. New notifications. A new day. Everything was normal again. But sometimes, when I'm stopped at a red light, I still catch myself looking for that truck, just to make sure I'm not still there. This happened late one night at a grocery store. It was quiet, almost empty. I was standing in the cereal aisle when I heard someone say my name. Not loudly, just casually, like they knew me. I turned around, expecting to recognize them, but I didn't. It was just a guy, mid-40s maybe, completely normal, except for the way he was looking at me, like we'd met before. "Hey," he said. I hesitated, then asked, "Sorry, do I know you?" He smiled, almost amused, and said, "Not yet." I actually laughed a little, thinking he was joking. But he wasn't. Then he looked down at the cereal in my hand, and his expression changed. "Don't get that one," he said. I shrugged and asked, "Why not?" He held eye contact with me, then said, "It doesn't end well." That's when it stopped feeling like a joke. Something about the way he said it felt serious. I didn't argue. I just put the box back and grabbed a different one. He smiled again and said, "Good." Then he stepped past me. But as he did, he leaned in slightly. "Next time your phone rings, don't take the call." And then he walked off. I stood there for a few seconds before turning to look for him again. He was gone. I checked the next aisle over, but no one was there. It didn't make any sense. I tried to forget about it, told myself it was just some weird guy messing with me, until the next day. I was driving home when my phone rang. Unknown number. I stared at it as it rang, and all I could think about was what he said. "Don't take the call." My hand hovered over the screen. For a second, I almost answered, but something stopped me, so I let it ring until it finally stopped. They didn't leave a voicemail. I never found out who it was, and I never saw that man again. But sometimes I wonder, how did he know? What did he know? And what would have happened if I answered the phone? When I was in college, I lived in a small apartment complex just off campus. Just one of those quiet buildings where everyone mostly keeps to themselves. My unit was on the second floor at the end of the hallway, and for the entire year that I lived there, nothing weird ever happened until one night I got home later than usual, probably around midnight. The hallway lights were dim, like they always were at that hour. I walked down to my door, pulled out my keys, and unlocked it. Except when I stepped inside, something felt off immediately. The layout was the same. Same couch, same kitchen, and same hallway. But things were slightly wrong. Like someone had recreated my apartment from memory. The couch was pushed a few inches too far forward. The coffee table was at a different angle, and there was a lamp in the corner that I didn't own. I just stood there in the doorway, trying to make sense of it, because it looked like my place, but it didn't feel like it. I slowly stepped inside, my chest tightening with every second. "Hello," I called out. No answer. The air felt still, like the whole place was holding its breath. I walked into the kitchen. The same magnets were on the fridge, but not in the same positions. My calendar was on the wall, but the date was wrong. It was marked a day ahead. That's when I heard something, a soft noise from down the hallway. Every instinct in my body told me to leave, but I didn't. I started walking toward the hallway instead. The light in my bedroom was on, which made no sense because I was sure I'd turned it off that morning. The door was slightly open, just enough to see inside, and as I got closer, I realized something that made my stomach drop. There was someone in there, sitting on my bed, facing away from me. I couldn't see their face, just the back of their head, and the way they were sitting felt wrong, stiff and perfectly still. I didn't say anything. I didn't move. And then they shifted slightly, like they knew I was there. That was enough. I turned around and ran. Out the door, down the hallway, didn't even look back. I stayed at a friend's place that night and barely slept at all. The next morning, I went back with him, and when I unlocked the door, everything was normal, exactly how I remembered it. No extra lamp, no moved furniture, no one in the bedroom. It was my apartment again, completely untouched. I even checked the calendar. The date was correct, same as it had always been. I never found out what happened that night, and I never saw that version of my apartment again. But I will say this, for the rest of the year that I lived there, I never came home late again, because I couldn't shake the feeling that if I walked in at the wrong time, I might not make it back out. Some of these stories leave questions behind that will probably never be answered. Maybe they're coincidences. Maybe they're just tricks of the mind. Or maybe reality isn't as stable as we'd like to believe. And every once in a while, something slips through the cracks. If you enjoyed this video, make sure to like and subscribe to True Terra. And until next time, stay safe out there